Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tarot Talks Major Arcana series. Today, we're going to cover the Star 17. So let's get into it. The esoteric meaning is everlasting life, a legacy that can carry on after we leave this planet. It is the knowledge and integration of universal truths. And then the exoteric meaning is hope, change, and a time of relief after a struggle, because we're following the tarot card. So this is always a time of hope. Usually when we're getting over a death or a breakup, or we're going through a huge change in life, things like that, this card will appear to let you know that everything's okay and everything's going to turn out fine. Aquarius is the ruler of the star. This is the 11th house, which represents social groups, social awareness, technology, hope, humanitarianism, and service to others. Change, revolution, and technology. Numerology. The 17-8. Okay, so this is 1 plus 7 equals 8. Is made of the 1 plus 7. So it's like the I am plus the highly righteous spiritual person. Because the 7 is the charioteer, who is the child of the sacred masculine and sacred feminine. So he's the perfected child, like the Jesus. Okay? So we have that 1 accompanying it. So it's almost like you've transcended spiritually, but there's still a higher facet of the self that's outside watching. So I feel like all of the numbers accompanied by the 1, all of the teens, or the higher self observing now the lower self, basically the self that is going through the material. Whereas like the number, the 1 through or 0 through 9 is basically us not consciously being aware of the higher self and just muddling through matter. Whereas the teens is like, okay, by the time we get to number 9, we realize that there's something else going on here. We have some other type of higher intelligence within ourselves. So we begin to explore that, and we come out of ourselves and we look down at ourselves. So we're understanding duality, because we're in duality, that doesn't make us separate from it. We have 2 different parts of ourselves as well, like our inner selves, okay? Not just masculine and feminine, but also a higher and a lower self as well. So for me, I feel, when I think about it, I feel like that's what the teens represent. Okay, so the Buddhists, they actually have an 8-spoked wheel, okay, and it represents the Eightfold Path taught by the Buddha, and this is about escaping suffering through the breaking of attachments. So what does that mean? What does transcending matter or the breaking of attachment mean? Like, those are very similar statements. What it means is, again, realizing that there's something else going on here, realizing that there is a higher intelligence within the self that is going to transcend this life. This is why hope shows up so much in the meanings of this card. Whatever book that you look at, hope is always going to be one of the keywords that's in here. Because I think the most commonly shared hope, one of the most commonly shared hope that humans have, is that there's something after this life, that there's something greater going on, that miracles can happen. And this is the realization that miracles are able to happen, and that we do have a higher connection to God or the higher self, with universal consciousness, whatever you want to call it. This is the understanding, the true integration of that knowledge. Like, yes, I am God within matter. Okay? So mythology, okay? So the 7 stars that you see, they are the Pleiades, which is the 7 sisters. And if you look at the stars in a star map, you're going to see 10 stars, because they, I'm sorry, I think it's like 9 stars, because they don't actually include Atlas and Pleione, which Pleione is the mother of the 7 sisters. And I'm assuming, I didn't read too much into it, I'm assuming Atlas may be the father of the 7 sisters, but you can look further into that if you really wanted to know the answer. But the 7 sisters are Alcoin, Maya or Maia, Astrope, Taygeta, Selena, Electra, Merope. And in Greek mythology, the seven sisters were walking through the forest with their mother, Pleione, and they were spotted by Orion. And Orion dropped everything and started chasing them because he thought they were so beautiful, because they were these beautiful, spiritual, goddess-like beings within nature. And it was like nothing he ever saw before. So he started hunting them, basically. Didn't want to hurt them, but he went after them. And Zeus caught wind that they were in danger, so he turned them into doves and they flew up into the night sky. And now the Pleiades, if you look at them, they move east to west in the night sky, and Orion always follows them. So it's like he's forever in pursuit of these beautiful women. Also, the 8-pointed star in the middle. You're going to see some references, if you look this up, that this is Venus, and a lot of people think that this is Venus and it's the star of Ishtar. I think Ishtar and Isis were basically the same person. This is the Queen of Heaven. And this is also the Star of Hope. If you look up the 8-point star, it's called the Star of Hope. Okay? So this is a card that's very much dedicated to the goddess. And it's very much, when you come out of matter, the way that we live now, we're taught to be left brain. Okay? So this is an entry into the right brain. And it gets really confusing because we are a mirror of the pillars. I keep bringing out this card throughout this whole series. It's really important to get this, though. If you're facing the pillars, your right is going to be equivalent to the left, Bina here, right there. And your left is going to be equivalent to the right. You have to remember, we ourselves in our bodies are a mirror reflection. So when you look in the mirror, your left is right and your right is left. It's just like that. So right now, we are very left-brained, which is mathematical, scientifical. It's like, I don't even know if scientifical is a word. It's probably not, but we're scientific. We're very scientific. We need to understand things through what we can see, touch, taste, and smell. So we're not really taught how to integrate the spiritual and the things that we cannot see. So this is the understanding of that aspect coming into play. This is a whole new age and a whole new era. A lot of people believe that right now we are in the age of Aquarius. I don't know exactly when that age starts. I believe that we are in that age as well. And even Jesus was the age of Pisces, which is why you see the fish. It's not because Jesus was a fisherman. That is the symbol of Pisces, the fish. Okay? So Jesus said, I will be with you always till the end of the age. And when you go into the city, look for the man with the pitcher of water and follow him into his house. Okay? So this is all allegory. Man with the pitcher of water is Aquarius. That is the age following Pisces. And again, we get confused because seems backwards, right? Because Aquarius in our zodiac is before Pisces. But you got to remember the astrological wheel moves backwards again because we're a mirror image. So we're moving one way and then the astrological wheel is moving another. Whew, okay. So follow him into his house. Why does he say house? Because it's the astrological house of Aquarius, the 11th house, the 1-1. This is the duality, the bringing together of the two sides of the brain. And this is why she's got her 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water. And this is us understanding that there's something else going on here. It's that hope confirmed that, ghosts are real and psychic visions are real and connections to beyond the veil are real. And that we go on after this as spiritual beings. We live, we don't die, we live forever. This is that hope confirmed, that we are what we've always hoped we are. And we're transcending what we are taught and we're integrating that feminine principle into our lives again, okay? So the star in the middle, the 8-pointed star, this is Sirius. So for me, I can almost 100% say and this is like core in my knowing from a lot of stuff that I read, that this is Sirius, okay? And I feel like you're being very misled to think that it's Venus, because Sirius and Pleiades have a very, very deep connection with the human species. There are very, very many tribes and native people native to lands all over the world that talk about Sirius. And they all refer to it as some type of dog or a wolf. Okay, so Sirius is the dog star. Many different cultures have talked about the same star. Sirius is also known as the dog star. American indigenous tribes called it the wolf star. Also, the dog that follows the mountain dog face. China also regarded it as the heavenly wolf, and in present-day Iraq, it was also known as the dog star. The dog star that leads. It's also the dog of Orion. So when you are a hunter, your dog leads you, and this is the dog leading humans. Now, if any of you are into etymology, you'll know that the consonants in a word they're not changeable, and they make the vibration of the word, and that is what makes the word important. So through time, a lot of words got switched, the consonants in words got switched around, and it's just to be misleading, but they still carry the same natural energy. And you'll see this if you look at Mark Passio Astrotheology, his presentation on astrotheology. The word hours is a really good example of this, because it is in relation to Horus. So this is how the consonants are moved around, but it still holds the same power. The dog star to me is the God star, leading humanity. And it's also very much connected to the yugas, which are what we learned about in America would be the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, the Gold Age, the Silver Age, all of that. And of course I said them out of order, but you know what I'm talking about. And how it relates to this cycle, or the yugas, is there's a rotation between Earth and Sirius as well. And the closer we get to Sirius, the higher in the ages we get. We get to the Silver Age, we get to the Golden Age, and our consciousness starts to open up. And this is why it's the dog that leads. It leads us into our spiritual nature. And when we rotate away from Sirius, we become less enlightened, and we go into the dark ages again. This is all stuff you can read about. It's very occulted, but you will, if you Google it the right way, you will find it, and you will find more and more information. Sirius is also a binary star. It has another little star called Sirius B. There's a lot of talk, though, that it is our sun's binary star, or maybe, that our sun and Sirius are a system. Sirius is another sun. It is, in fact, another sun, and you will find that information again if you look it up. It's one of the brightest stars in the sky. So let's see, what else do we have here? I have a lot of notes. I have like 10 pages of notes on this card. Again, I'm going to plug Mark Passio again. Amazing, excellent teacher. His delivery does not resonate with everyone. He's very blunt. He's kind of rude. I like him because he's from Philly, and he just resonated with me. I love his delivery. All right, so we covered the rotation of Sirius. Sirius is also called the Black Sun, and it's kind of ironic because it is the brightest star in the sky. Why would you call it the Black Sun? And it's called the Black Sun because it's the sun behind the sun. So it's said that there's spiritual information being filtered from Sirius to our sun, and it comes through our sun into the sun's rays into the earth. If you actually practice sun gazing, a lot of people, or talk to someone, or even go on a message board, look for people that talk about sun gazing, they'll tell you that light is coded information, and you get so much from sun gazing. I do it myself. Not everyone is in an actual position where they're able to see the sunrise every morning. I'm lucky. I actually bought a place with that in mind, and so I can actually do that every morning. And you get information from the sun. You can only sun gaze in the first hour or two of rising and the last hour or two of setting, because it's obviously not good to stare straight at the sun. So This is about collective consciousness. This is about finally moving into this new age, and this age of awareness, and this age of spiritual enlightenment, and the age of bringing in that other half. Again, the 1-1, the 11. This is, if you're an 11 in your birth number, you're a spiritual master. So if you're a 1-1-11, you're a spiritual master. Not if you're a 9-2, it's a little bit different, but a 1-1 is one of the highest vibrational numbers, and that's the number of Aquarius. That's in our zodiac. The way that we number our months. Some people like to go through the natural form of the zodiac, where Aries is 1. Aries starts at 1, and that's the first month of the year instead of January, which I believe that's the true vibration. But again, it doesn't matter. If you are a 1-1, you're going to be a spiritual master, because 11, 33, 44, all of those numbers have very, very high spiritual vibrations. So again, this has a lot to do with the goddess being, she's naked, she's vulnerable, she's open to information and to growth, to change. And again, the woman is also associated with change. Women are threefold. We're the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So it's very much about bringing a change in and ushering a change. It's a change in energy. Again, it's coming from a very hard time, going into a new time of peace and enlightenment and hope. So I hope I was able to give you guys some information that you have not heard before. Please like, share, and comment, and I will see you with the next card to come. Thank you so much, and have a great day.